What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between assets versus liabilities. I know sometimes we hear these terms, but we don't necessarily know exactly what they mean. One of the biggest financial lessons you can learn is this: not everything that looks expensive is actually an asset. It's not actually something that you can hold, and over the long term it will be valuable to you and you'll be able to exchange it for money. It actually can be a depreciating asset. A lot of people spend their years buying liabilities, thinking they're building wealth, but instead they're actually losing wealth. They're actually not building the financial habits that are going to allow them to actually be wealthy. So, what's the real difference between assets and liabilities? Let's break it down simply. What is an asset? An asset is something that puts money back into your pocket or increases in value over time. So, when you think about assets, assets help build wealth. So examples can include stocks, ETF, a business, rental properties, savings that are generating interest, and dividend investments. So when you think about a stock, when you buy a stock of a company, you're betting on that company to eventually have revenue and grow over time, allowing you to profit off of that company. When you think about a business, if you have an idea to start a business, let's say you want to start a car wash business, right? Obviously, this is not something you're starting for 2 to 3 years, then you're going to stop. But this is something that you can continue to grow for 5 years, 10 years, and then eventually down the line, you can sell it. This is what an asset is. So a car wash business can be seen as an asset, something you can sell down the line, something that the value of it will grow over time because this car wash has value. It has intrinsic value. It has the ability to make money. And let's say 5 years, 10 years down the line, someone who is just entering a car wash business doesn't want to just start their own car wash business and just wants to outright buy a car wash business from you. They could potentially buy that from you. And over time, because you've been building that, the value of your car wash business actually goes up and you could sell it for a profit. When you think about rental properties, you say, how do people make money off of rental properties? So this is what people do. This is why houses and some form of there's real estate that's seen as real estate that can actually help you generate income. So when you think about putting uh, a down payment on a house, right? Let's say you're buying a house that's like 180,000 and you're putting 30 or 40,000 down. So what you would do is you obviously have some money, then you go and put the down payment on this house. But after you put the down payment on this house, everything else you can get this money and make passive income from renting out rooms, from renting out the actual house. So after mortgages, after insurance, after whatever else, electricity, rent, like the actual property taxes of this property, after someone the people that are the tenants that are in there are paying you, you could eventually make passive income $100 to $200 per month, depending on your math, depending on how much you actually put in the down payment when you first started, when you first bought the property. So just think about it as a long-term asset. And that's why a lot of people don't get to real estate, because there is some minor things that you also have to be wary about. You have to understand the market. You have to understand how much prices around how much rent prices around your house are going, so you don't overprice tenants, right? Because imagine you're charging tenants 2,000 for the whole house, and then other people around your area are also charging around 1,600, 1,700. Your tenants are going to be like, well, I talked to these neighbors and they're paying this and that. So you have to understand your market and the houses around you, how they're selling and how other people are renting them out. So that is another asset that down the line you could potentially sell your property for some revenue, sell your house and make some money back. Another way is savings generating interest. So savings generating interest, this just means putting your money into an emergency savings fund, a high yield savings account that allows you to generate some money off of the money that you're saving. So not just in your regular Bank of America account, savings account, not just in your regular Chase account, but in a high yield savings account that gives you good percentages back, right? So you have 5,000, 6,000, $10,000 in this high yield savings account, and you have a 3% interest rate on this account that's generating you money. So this is what an asset is. A good asset either creates income, grows in value, or it does both. Assets work for you financially. A liability, on the other hand, is something that takes money out of your pocket. So just think about things that just cost you. It costs you money consistently. So credit cards, high interest loans, expensive car payments, unnecessary subscriptions, items that rapidly lose value over time. When I say credit card, I don't specifically mean actual credit cards, but I mean credit card debt, right? So allowing your credit card to get to the point where you are incurring interest on it, and you are to the point where you're passing months are going by and you're not paying this debt that you have, and you're allowing it to grow over time. So just think about that. That is a liability. Those are slowly killing your wealth. High interest loans. A lot of us can't, you can't, like, if you went to school and you went to college and you have student loan debt, I guess that's inevitable, but I'm not going to tell you you shouldn't have went to college, but that's one of those things where you just got to deal with it as it goes. Some people just, they pretty much say they're going to take it to the grave and just pay it slowly, right? Just to like take it to the grave. But what they don't realize is, let's say you pass away with these student loans. What ends up happening is they take the student loan and they pass it on to your kids. They pass it on to your family. That's pretty much what they do, because some way, somehow, the government's going to come back collecting. These schools are going to come back to get what they gave you, right? They loaned you money and they expect you to pay it back, and they charge interest on it. So that's another thing, right? You don't even realize expensive car payments. The cars that you actually can't afford, that you're putting $4,000 down payment on a 25, 26, $27,000 car, that eventually over time, you might have seen 25,000 when you're signing the paper to buy the car, but over time, with interest, with the actual payments that you're making on insurance and gas, the car ends up actually costing you around 35, 36, 37,000 as time goes on, after 3, 4, 5 years, when you total in everything. So just think about that. A car payment that you can't actually pay off is a form of a liability. So just think about that. Unnecessary subscriptions. You don't need too much subscriptions. If you have Netflix, I guess that's cool. I would tell you personally, don't have it. There's free websites on the internet that allow you to watch movies for free, that allow you to watch shows for free. Just find them. These streaming applications on the internet are free, and they allow you to do that. So that's something you could do instead of having Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I know people that have like 4 or 5 different subscriptions that they're paying. If it's not a subscription that's actually helping you build something, let's say you have Claude and you're using Claude for a business idea or something and you're paying per month, I guess that's okay, right? Even though you could regularly use the basic one. But for business owners, it's a little different because you need the pro version to do some of the things that you actually want to do. So understanding that liabilities usually increase expenses instead of increasing your actual income. So that's the thing you have to understand the most. The confused part about it that people get mixed up is a lot of people confuse expensive purchases with assets. So just because something is very expensive doesn't mean it's actually helping you build wealth over the long run. For example, a luxury car may look successful. It may appear to others that you're successful and may come out as like, okay, this guy has money or this girl has money. But instead, it's actually costing you, because, like I said earlier, the monthly payments, the insurance, the actual maintenance on the car. Just think about the amount of times that you, like, a week or 2 weeks will go by and then something is just making a noise in the car. Like, it's happened to me where times I've been driving and I'm just hearing noises. What I usually do, I just put up the music in the car and then I act like I don't hear it. Let time go by, right? But that's just me, right? Until the point where I could actually fix it. But I know, especially for some of you guys that have high monthly payments and your insurance is probably high, then when them maintenance issues come in, that's probably even worse. It adds on top of the money. So that ends up being a liability in itself. So some people don't understand that you have to take and reduce the amount of liabilities that you have in your life so your assets can grow over time. This is how wealthy people actually think. Wealthy people often focus on acquiring income producing assets first before anything. They understand that assets can eventually generate cash flow, can increase your net worth, and create financial freedom for them. Then those assets can also help them fund lifestyles that they want later, right? They're not thinking about the present, they're not thinking about the now, but they're thinking about the later, like 10, 15, 20 years down the line. They're thinking about the long run. So they don't want these expensive nice cars right now, but they're more thinking about them in the long run, and they're building the little habits, they're building the little steps to get there to the point where they can buy a car and pay, be able to afford to pay every month, right? And they're not struggling, they're not, like, it's not such of a big deal for them, right? These assets will help them fund their lifestyle in the long run. You have to understand that assets versus liability changes the way you spend your money. So instead of asking, can I buy this? You instead start asking, will this help my financial future or will it hurt it? That mindset shift alone can completely change your finances over time. So I hope that you're able to piece what I'm putting together, and you're actually able to understand that assets can help you build wealth, liabilities destroy it. Liabilities drain your wealth. So understand the difference between those two. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you find some gems in this video, and go check out my website eawealthteam.com. I have a network tracker on there. I have a Roth IRA blueprint that allows you to learn how to open a Roth IRA account. And then I have my YouTube videos also posted on there as well, so you can keep up with my videos. Thank you for watching.